Welcome to the Drag Me to the Movies podcast. I'm Ned.
And I'm Joe.
In this episode, we're going to discuss Friday from 1995, directed by F. Gary Gray, and stars Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, Nia Long, Tom Lister Jr., and John Witherspoon. So, Joe, what did you think of Friday?
Well, Ned, I know it's Christmas time and all, and New Year time and all that jazz, right?
Presently, yes.
Right. I feel like I'm about to poo poo on your holiday. I was not a fan of Friday, sir.
Okay.
Uh, and I feel bad that I'm not a fan of it because I think you hold it in such high regard. But it just did not scratch an itch for me that I had.
Okay.
So
All right.
And I think just to sum up before I go into deeper discussion, the two things that it didn't do for me, or at least I think that led me down this path, is that one is it's a movie that's notorious, and it's quoted, and like it is held in high regard. I think I came in expecting too much. First off, so
Mm.
I think that's the first place where I kind of set my expectations too high, maybe. The second is I'm not a big fan of stoner movies, in general. And this one, even though it's not the whole premise of it, there's a whole lot of stoner type stuff that happens in it. And it's not that I don't like it's not that I'm against like weed or anything like that. It's just more of a like stories that like are all about your inhibitions lost and the crazy stuff you do while you're on under that kind of influence and stuff doesn't really typically do it for me. So like Grandma's Boy didn't really do it for me, for instance, either.
Okay.
Um so yeah, so that's I think two of the reasons why I think this movie didn't resonate with me. Um but that being said, there are some things that I would like to highlight about the film.
Sure.
Um, yeah, so quotability, right? So, by Felicia, right? I
Yes.
I think
Yep.
I quoted that so much growing up,
Without seeing the
and I had
movie.
no idea. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so I mean, just that alone, that the people hold some of these quotes from this movie that highly,
Yes.
that I
Yep.
think it's that speaks to it. Um, John Witherspoon, and this was really is a really good did a really good job being the dad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's pretty funny in other things that I've seen him. Like he also like where I remembered him from first was the cameo he did on Little Nicky. Not a cameo, but the part on Little Nicky where you had crazy eyes.
Right.
Like that's that's the thing I was like, "Oh, it's crazy eyes." Um, but he does a good job being kind of like the silly, dysfunctional dad, but then also like the deep thinking, like trying to give his son some lessons kind of thing,
Yeah.
dad as well.
Yep.
So I think he does a good job in it. Chris Tucker does a good job being kind of the comedic relief in the film. Um, Ice Cube, I don't know. I feel like Ice Cube's kind of one dimensional in this film. Just kind of like the grumpy guy that's trying to like win the world over, I guess, or trying to make something of himself, but also not. I don't know. He seemed like he was mean mugging most of the movie. But I also understand that's kind of Ice Cube's persona as well. It's kind of that mean mugging face
Right.
type thing. Um, so that was what it was. There's some good character development. I think, well, not development, but characters that are in here that I think were pretty funny and interesting. Like Debo, kind of being like the bully.
Mm-hmm.
These are all adults, but like he's just meathead bully in the area. Like that was kind of funny to see him. The things that he got into. Big Worm was pretty funny too. Being like the pimp, but or not the pimp, the drug dealer, but also with the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny, and how he wouldn't sell any ice cream to the kids because he was too busy
And
fighting.
just still take their money. Yeah.
Right. Yep. So that was pretty funny stuff. Uh, what else? Trying to think if there's any other characters that really stood out for me at all. I don't. I mean, I can't think of any others really that like were like super interesting to me. Otherwise,
Okay.
what was the guy that was like? drugged out. What's his name? Was that
What do you mean by drugged out?
the one that saw Smokey pooping in the yard?
Oh,
Is it? I can't think of his
Azazel or
name.
no?
Is it Easel?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Like he was kind of funny as well, like just come and go in and out of the scenes kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Thought
My
he was
neck and my
fine. Bernie
back.
Mac, right? Yeah, Bernie Mac was okay in the little part that he played, being like the door to door, sermon guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then him going after the hot neighbor. Thought he did a good job too. Uh, Also, I finally got to see where that meme, that meme that goes around the I guess the GIF or GIF of the damn like that came
Mm,
from this movie.
yes.
So that was kind of neat. Um,
Shows up a few times in this movie. Yeah.
yep. What else? Like again with the quotability of it all.
You got knocked up.
Yeah, you got knocked the fuck out. uh, What's your ass, Mr. Postman, when his dad's watching that video
Mm-hmm.
of the postman running from the dog. Uh, when Smokey's in Debo's room, and he's going through his stuff and he pulls up that nasty ass underwear. Like that was pretty gross. Uh, the fight scene. So I'm curious about this, Ned, because so when I watched this, I watched it on Pluto, I think.
Okay.
So there was ads, every so often.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fight scene where, uh, Ice Cube and Debo are, like, kinda squaring off, and, Ice Cube pulls the gun on him, right before the commercial break, it acted as if Ice Cube shot Debo. Does
Right.
that does that happen in the movie? Because it shot, and then it went to advertisements, and then it came back to none of that happening and him still pointing the gun. So it seemed disconnected for me, and I'm wondering, like,
So
how did that play out in the actual movie?
interesting. So, if I remember correctly, it kind of acts like a shot happened, but then it cuts to kind of like a montage of Craig going through his day, talking to his dad. Um, you know, you know, we win some, we lose some, son. Like that whole thing happens. You didn't see that montage at all?
Well, I did, but it was, like, 3 minutes disconnected from the gunshot, so I
Okay.
wasn't sure. Yeah, I
Okay.
wasn't sure
Yeah.
what happened there. Yeah.
Yeah. So they pretty much use that as a way to cut to the montage of the day and everything. And, ultimately it gets to the point where he didn't shoot him.
Okay. So I definitely had a disconnect there because yeah, the way it was gunshot and then commercials and then montage, and I was like, so he shot him and now he's like reliving his day. You know what I mean? Like that's weird.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
he wasn't shot, so
Yeah.
it just kind of screwed the flow of the movie, I guess.
Yeah. Commercials do that.
Yep.
Mm
Um, the uh the drive-by shootings that happen,
hmm.
right? Uh, so was that um Big Worm calling in a hit?
Yes.
I couldn't. Okay, it seemed like it, but I wasn't sure because I don't know that they directly address it.
They
Otherwise, like I know.
do where Chris Tucker's calling him later, talking to him is like, I don't appreciate you sending your thugs at me.
Okay, I
Like
must
that
have missed that
conversation
part then.
happens.
Okay. I also like that, well, I don't like, but I thought it was funny that like this drive-by shooting happened with like Uzis and stuff. And then all of the neighbors are like coming out, like, what was that? Was that gunfire?
Yeah.
you know, like acting like they didn't know what was going on when that was clearly like machine gun fire happening on their block.
Yeah.
Um, it wasn't a big
Like
deal. It's just
right
kind of
outside their
funny to
house.
me.
Yeah.
Right, right. You think you would know that. Um, and then I guess the little kid kind of being a bully to Ice Cube and Smokey was kind of uh funny in a way as well for the
Okay.
little parts that he played. So
Yeah.
I just overall I felt like there was a lot of like little things that gave it some potential, but it to me it didn't combine into like it was like they peppered in a bunch of ingredients, but like nothing appetizing came out of it for me at the end, you know? Uh is I guess how I would recap this film.
Okay. Yeah.
So
That's
that
fair.
said, I want you to tell me why I'm wrong because I feel like you're about to, or
I
you
don't
could, I
I
should
don't feel
say.
like you're wrong. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion.
No, I know,
I'm
but you do hold this in high regard, right?
I do. I do. It's one
Yeah.
like, and I when I say I hold it in high regard, like I don't say this is like Oscar worthy. This is a film of its time and one that I enjoy going back and watching. Like I laugh. I don't know. I'm actually curious to dive into like, are there any stoner movies that you like? Because I mean, for example, Half Baked. I really enjoyed that. I enjoy this. I don't know if I like. I don't know. I'm not necessarily turned off by pot and stuff, so I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm just curious
Well,
if
I'm
there's
not
something
yeah,
there for
I don't
you that.
yeah, so I'm not turned off by, like, stoner stuff at all, like,
Okay.
that's okay, like, I mean, like, I shouldn't say stoner stuff, like, people who enjoy weed, I don't mind, like, that
Hmm.
doesn't bother me much. It's just, I guess, the film, like, when the story of the film is just that they're so inebriated that it's them trying to, I
Okay.
guess, go through life, right?
Yeah.
Like, like, whacked out of their mind, like, that comedy to me doesn't hit too well.
Okay.
Um,
That's fair.
Now I did see Half Baked a long time ago, and I remembered liking it, but this was probably like high school me.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I
so
mean, that
I
was a
don't
90s
know.
film.
Yeah, so I've changed, I know, as a person, so I'm not sure
If
how
you
I'd
went
feel,
back and
but
revisit it.
right. I do like a lot of the actors in that as well, like Jim Brewer, Harlan Williams, Dave Chappelle. Um, so yeah, I may have to go back and
Yeah. I'm just
watch this
curious.
again.
Because
Yeah,
another thing that kind of holds true here, I don't know if you realize this, F. Gary Gray, we've seen him before in the podcast. He directed The Italian Job, which you were not a big fan of that.
it's true.
So I'm
Interesting.
curious if it's the director's influence a little bit. Now, there's another movie from him that I really did enjoy. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called The Negotiator. It's
I've
got
not seen it.
Samuel L. Jackson and Kevin Spacey.
Okay.
I'd be curious if you would like that one. And if you don't, then
Y
maybe you just need to avoid his movies.
Yeah, we could try it. I mean,
Yeah.
I like Samuel L. Jackson and taking the character of or Kevin Spacey's character out of it. I thought he was a good actor too, so,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah, so I'd be interested.
Right. His IRL persona. Um,
Right.
okay. So yeah, I'll add that to the list. We might be worth rewatching Half Baked at some point. So yeah, I don't know. I really kind of appreciated this movie personally, um, because it's a single day. You're getting a point of view from the hood, which I don't know. I think we discussed this before. Boys in the Hood. You haven't seen that one, correct?
Correct.
So I think this one feels almost like a more lighthearted version of the hood compared to something like that. And I guess another thing is, are there a lot of LA hood based movies that you've seen? Because I know for me growing up, there were not. And that's you know, films that I ended up watching like probably after college or so.
Do you have any examples?
Oh, let's see. Um, let's see. The Straight Outta Compton movie would be an example. I don't know if you ever saw that.
I don't
Um,
believe I have. No,
Hustle and Flow is not necessarily LA based, but stuff like that. Or
I've not seen that.
uh, gosh, I'm trying to think of. Yeah, uh, it's really hard to just think on the top of my head what else. But it's essentially like, gangster based movies, but not, Italian mob gangsta. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So if you can't think of any, then I'm probably not gonna think of any. But um, the ones I have noted, it seems like you haven't seen. So maybe
Yeah,
that's just a genre movie you haven't been exposed to, or
yeah, I think that's probably the case. I'm looking at a list right now online, and I've not seen any of these movies, so so yeah, it might be a source of material that I've not explored.
yeah. Like I guess one that is pretty highly rated. I want to say it's more. I want to say New York based is Do the Right Thing.
I don't know that one either.
Okay. But yeah, stuff like that. So that might be also something worth circling around to. But in general, as I was saying, Boys in the Hood was a good kind of serious take on, growing up in that type of environment and the influences and problems that they deal with. Where this is that
Mm.
to an extent, but has a little bit more of a positive spin on it. Um, so, they're doing the best they can with the hands that they're dealt in this situation, which isn't a great situation. I mean, the fact that you have people driving by and there are signs that there's a drive by about to happen and people are kind of on tilt for that is kind of crazy. I
Mhm.
wouldn't want to be in that type of environment if absolutely possible to avoid. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, in general, I just felt this movie did a good job of highlighting the hood from a different point of view. Um, I really enjoyed, like, in general, I like Ice Cube as an actor. So I don't think his performance, while it was pretty standard Ice Cube, it worked for me. Chris Tucker in this, I thought was fantastic. Kind of, I think I saw this after seeing Rush Hour and stuff, and Fifth Element. So I was already kind of used to his eccentric personality. So it was just another version of him that I appreciated. Um,
Okay.
so there's a lot of stuff in here that is problematic from a cinema point of view. There's a lot of like inconsequential things. The dad has a few things like, him getting bit in the ass by the dog and like the whole Joy storyline. Um,
Mhm.
like felt like she could have been cut and it would have been just fine. Um, but there's just a lot of different things in here. I appreciated the use of the black and white for flashback scenes. Some of those little things, like even the angles that they chose for, when he says you got knocked the fuck out, like the camera angles and stuff that were chosen to kind of present those things, I think worked. But yeah, in general, I've always enjoyed this one every year or so to go back and watch it and just kind of vibe with it. It's just one of those
Mhm.
movies that I enjoy going through someone's day, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I just vibe with this movie.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Like I said, I understand um that, it could be a film that it's attractive to certain people. It just
Hmm.
yeah, it just wasn't mine.
Yeah, that's fair. So I guess that does bring me back to I mentioned another movie recent from 2025 actually. Gosh, it feels like forever ago at this point, but One of Them Days is a movie I mentioned to you before and having a Friday vibe to it.
Right.
Um,
With Kiki Palmer, right?
yes.
Yeah.
I'd be curious if you'd enjoy that one any better than this
Okay.
one. So that might be one, if you're okay with it, I'll add it to the list.
Yeah.
Um, with the, caution of it might be one that you should rent instead of buy and add to your collection, just in case.
Okay.
But yeah, I have a few other kind of questions around things from this movie that I'm curious about. Um, are you a fan of cereal?
Like the food?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, am I a fan? I I'm an enjoyer of cereal, but I wouldn't say like it's an everyday. It's maybe like once a month kind of thing
Okay. All right.
for me.
Have you ever eaten a large bowl like Craig did early on in the
I have
movie?
not. I have not. Although I may have eaten the equivalent that he has and is sitting with bowl refills.
Okay. Yeah.
But I've not put that much in a bowl at once.
And always make sure you have milk in stock.
Right.
Now, I'm also a person who can eat cereal dry. So
Yeah, I
one of
mean,
those people.
like for breakfast or like to snack on kind of thing.
Either.
'Cause okay,
Like
because
if
I feel
I'm
like
out
those
of
are two
milk, I'll
different
do
things.
it. Yeah, I
Okay.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I could dry eat it for breakfast like that. Like that's to me like a little hungry, you go into the kitchen, pour a little on your hand, and then
Yeah.
munch on it kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The final question I have is more around the ending. And I know you kind of got into that confusion stuff, but like, the father does a good job of like trying to get in Craig's head and remind him that like hiding behind a gun is not the best thing.
Right.
Um, that fight and how he ends up using a brick to
I
throw at
know.
Debo, that
Yeah.
like I almost cringe every time I see that. Like, I'm glad things played out that he won. Debo got his ass beat, but pulling a brick into the fight, and even like he has that piece of wood or whatever he hits across his back and all that shit.
Right.
That stuff, that does not seem honorable at that point. I mean, is it as bad as a gun? No, but to a degree,
You
a
can still
brick.
kill a guy with a brick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah. No, I thought
that's
the same thing.
okay. Good.
Yeah.
So I'm not alone there.
Nope.
But yeah, I don't know. Ultimately, you know, I really appreciate you know, how Debo is played into this and kind of like the lingering fear for everyone around. And it's one of those movies. It's like there's a bully in town and someone's got to take down the bully. You know, so
Right.
that's one of the other things I appreciate about this movie. So but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Now there is some things also that were in here that I kind of didn't mind. I'm curious if you had anything like there's points where Craig breaks fourth wall and looks directly at the camera like saying come on or like did those
Yeah, it
bother
didn't really
you?
bother me.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well then I think it's time to score this, which I'm assuming yours is going to be much lower than mine. So
I would assume.
let's go.
So I gave it a 2 out of 5.
Okay. This
Yeah,
is not one
I
you'll be
appreciate
revisiting.
no, I appreciate what it did and what it was. But yeah, it's not for me. So I gave it a 2 just for, you know, it's not a dud by any means. It's just
Yeah,
just not one that I think I'll be coming back to.
that's fair.
So what about you? What did you rate this?
There is a pretty big gap. I actually give this one a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Which, as I acknowledge, there's problems with it. Some inconsistencies around stories and some storylines that just didn't need to be there. But I don't know. I feel like this movie is definitely something I can just chill and watch and have a good time with. So just based on that, I give it a 4 out of 5.
That's no, that's fair. I kind of figured you were going to be around there. Again, just based on conversations we've had in the past about this film.
Yeah.
So cool.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's talk about our next movie that we're going to be doing, which will actually be our very next episode and the start of season 3 for the Drag Me to the Movies podcast.
Holy cow.
We're going to watch Total Recall. Are you excited?
I am. I'm excited to find out what the fuck Arnold did wrong in this film. I always knew that he said it, never knew what he did, so I'm hoping to find out.
Okay. All right. Well, you shall. So that's going to wrap up this episode. Be sure to check us out on Threads and Facebook at To The Movies Pod, and we're also on YouTube at The Movies Pod. And Joe, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for dragging me to this movie.
Yeah, I'm going to apologize a little bit since you didn't like it, but
no need to apologize. We're not going to agree on stuff all the time.
Oh no, I know, but I do like that it's at least consistent from a director's standpoint. So we'll test those waters again down the road.
Absolutely.
All right, bye everybody.
See you in 26. Bye.